So another thing that you always got to worry about in RV life is taking care of your tow vehicle. And today we've actually got the glass repair company coming out because we've got 2 cracks in our windshield. The first one is just that little spider web down in the corner, and it's been like that for well over a year. The problem is that it was all the way over on the passenger side, and it didn't obstruct my vision, so they wouldn't replace it. But then, since we've been back here in town, I caught another one, and I've got that crack all the way across the driver's side. So, coming out here in a little while, replace the windshield. And just like that, that's it. New windshield. Gotta wait 2 days before I can get the truck washed finally. And one step closer to being ready to hit the road here in a few weeks. So it's been a couple days since we had our windshield replaced by Safelite. After they finished it, the tech told me, oh yeah, you could wash it tomorrow, which should have been yesterday. He said, just don't go to like one of those automatic pressure washers. He goes, give that till Wednesday. So I'm thinking, all right, awesome. Well, last night we had some rain here overnight, and when I woke up this morning and came out to the truck, I had to go get the oil changed. The entire interior of the truck was wet, flooded from a leak, and then I could see the leak dripping down from the center of the windshield behind where the automatic camera system is. So got that all cleaned up, and now we have an appointment tomorrow to take it back to Safelite and get it fixed. Obviously it's all under warranty. For about the first hour or so this morning, the whole center console, the screen and everything, none of that would work. Luckily about 45 minutes to an hour afterwards, it's almost like it dried out on the inside and it all started working, and it's still working. But I'm definitely going to let them know that and make sure, if there's a long-term issue, obviously going to have Safelite document it. So if there is an issue and my, center entertainment system has to be repaired or replaced, obviously I'm going to make sure that they have to do that, because everything was perfect until they replaced the windshield. But you could see where the water was dripping down and everything. I've had lots of windshields replaced in my life, and I've never seen anything like this. So hopefully we get some answers tomorrow and they can let me know why it did what it did. So I'm here at Safelite Auto Glass. Tech came out, looked at it, and immediately found a hole in the seal where it was not completely sealed up. So they're going to take care of all that, basically pull the window and replace all the glue and pretty much reinstall the whole thing. They did take responsibility that if any of the electronics or the center console or anything has an issue, I have pictures of it. They're going to document it on their side. And they said if anything like that starts acting up, they said, yeah, if anything goes wrong with that, they'll take care of that as well. So pretty happy with Safelite. They're standing behind their product. They're standing behind their service, and I'm pretty happy.
All right. Hello, everyone. It is April 11th, and the reason we're at a live update because I want to share with you guys the results of the shower curtain and how I feel about it. We recorded that on March 26th. So today is April 11th, and I'm going to show you what the shower doors and the track look like. I have not cleaned anything. I have not touched them because I wanted to be honest with how well the shower curtain is working. So as you can see here, I'm going to pull the doors this way. The sun is shining through. Here's my doors. Okay. So we have not squeegeed them. Nothing. The only thing I will tell you is down here on the base of all the glass are a little bit of spots. And I kind of think I know why that is. So even if that were to continue to happen, I love this because my glass can stay clean. And I would only have to touch it up when I want to. So, and then let me show you the tracks, which I have not seen any water get in them or anything. So I am so happy with it. the other thing that I wanted to share with you guys, there was some confusion. A lot of people thought I was maybe covering the glass just to hide the water spots. I'm actually trying to prevent the water spots from getting on the door to begin with. This is a look, and I should have showed you guys this on the last video, but this is a look of how it was installed. So the bar was installed on top. The decorative shower curtain goes on the outside of the glass. My liner goes on the inside. So basically, you close this, it goes over your shower door, thus preventing spots and water from getting in the track and that. I think sometimes I wish this was a tad longer, because I think that's why sometimes it gets in at the bottom, because that's where sometimes it splash or whatnot. I will say when I get in, I really try to take this little tab, that heavy tab, and put it around here, so you're trying to seal it off.
So do I.
I'm not sure what you do, so
I do.
That's why I said me. But anyway, as far as I'm concerned, this is a game changer. I will keep this up. I love what it does, and yeah, that's your update.
All right. So we've got a new sticker for the back of the RV. We got our logo printed nice and big, and we thought about putting it down below underneath the Beacon logo, but with our bike rack, it would get blocked. So we decided we're going to put it up here on the black. So I'm just cleaning it off nice and good, and then we'll get going. Today is Sunday, and we are actually leaving Apache Junction for the season in 1 week. A week from tomorrow, we are hitting the road for our 2025 loop, and we are so excited. So what that means is you got to get things ready, got to get things cleaned up. So today what we're going to do is I need to clean out our front storage bay and probably our back storage bay. We're going to go through everything that we have in there that we've been carrying around for the last year, see if there's anything we don't need anymore, and go take it over to our storage room. We also need to go over to the storage room and we need to pick up our bikes, we need to pick up our kayaks, and anything else that we threw in there when we had to drop the RV off for repairs. So we need to make a storage room run today. We're going to deal with all that, and then later in the week I'll be cleaning all the bays and reorganizing and getting ready for travel, because for those of you guys that stay stationary for any length of time, you know, sometimes you just throw stuff back in and get it all taken care of, and before you start traveling you actually need to clean it and organize it and everything else. So today is going to be the storage run. Later in the week I'll get up early in the morning because it's starting to get hot here in Arizona, and we'll do the actual cleaning and everything else. So here we go. We're going to show you what we have to do. So everything's out of the front bay now, and it is filthy from dust and dirt and a year's worth of traveling. So I'm going to clean all that out, and then Lareka and I are going to go through everything sitting here, find out what we're going to keep and what we're going to throw in storage and what we're going to throw away. Alright, so a couple of things that I always do whenever I empty out our front bay for cleaning. I always take this front wall down. I always unscrew it, take the wall down, and check behind there, check for water leaks, check for water stains, or anything like that. And I did actually find one on the floor right there, kind of even with the wall. But it was dry, there was no water, there was nothing dripping around. So I was talking to Lareka about it, because right above this, there's a hole access, and that's where the water pipes, everything come out of our bathroom cabinet. And when I was talking to Lareka about it, she's like, oh yeah, a while ago something had spilled in my cabinet under the sink, and I cleaned it up and everything else. So pretty much figured out that's what that drip was, because there is no water leaks, there's no pipes leaking, anything like that. But whenever you see the stain, you know something did happen, and you just need to check it out, because that's not something you want just lingering and everything else. So good little piece of advice. Whenever you have the chance, take it down and just kind of give it a once over with a flashlight, check everything out. And that's another thing, I actually have a flashlight mounted right here in my bay, so I never have to, if I'm in here doing something, start running around looking for flashlights and everything else. I've always got one right here in the storage bay with me. A lot more organized. We actually got a bunch of stuff out of the bay and things we're not going to keep anymore. We've got things for storage, we've got things for trash, we've got things for possibly family, we got extra coolers, see if one of our kids wants it or anything like that. So yeah, it's a good little spring cleaning at almost 80 something degrees out here in Arizona right now. All right, front bay's done, time for the back bay. All right, now we need to take everything out of our back storage tray. By the way, this is MORryde. We have a MORryde 8-foot storage tray, came standard with the RV. If you don't have one and you want one, you can call MORryde and get one installed. But yeah, this thing works out really great. So this tray is a mess because for the last 5 months we've just been throwing stuff in there and everything. So time to clean that one out. Everything's back. Look how organized this is now. We have a ton of room left. Front bay, we've got a ton of storage room left. So that's great. I mean, yeah, I know we're still here for another week and we still have to load up the rest of our tables and stuff, but we have plenty of room for everything. I know we're not overloaded, so it's all good. Take half a day sometimes and get yourself cleaned up and do what you got to do. All right, it doesn't seem like a ton of stuff to take to storage, but when you live in an RV, every little bit counts and every little bit helps. For what?
Well, remember, some of what we cleared out is going trash, some we're giving to the family, some we're giving away, so.
But this is just our storage.
So this is good, this is not as much.
Yeah, unfortunately, as you can see, since we left it, our kids have put a bunch of stuff in here, but it's time for us to get our bikes out, get the kayaks out, and then put this little bit of stuff in there and get ready for Loop 2025.
Hey guys, I just wanted to pop on here and let you know that in preparation, we are actually leaving in a week to hit our 2025 Loop. I know in a past video we have talked about meal prepping, and I had started the process and put it out on the channel of how we get the majority of our meats, like bulk meat, and then how I freeze them. And so this time I'm going to do another grocery haul. We are going to go to Fry's, and I'm going to pick up a bunch of stuff that I use as well to go along with that, make dinners, meal prep, do all of that. And so I will bring you along and show you how that is. Afterward, we'll go over what I get. And yeah, we'll do that. I love to make a list, because if I don't make a list, we're in trouble. Plus, it's super easy to kind of stick to that list and only add a couple things, which saves you in money and time. So I have my list for Sam's, I have my list for Fry's, and then I actually have a small Walmart list that I'm making because I have a few items I need to pick up there before we leave. But today we are going to go do a grocery haul at Fry's, so come with us. Okay guys, we are back from the store. It was not a huge run, but it was just a few necessities we need for this week. So I quickly laid it out on the counter, and I'm going to show you what we purchased before we go back to Sam's, and actually a few other things that I forgot to do last week. So let's start with this grocery haul. Like I said, we went to Fry's, which is actually the Kroger chain. So it's your Kroger in other states. Here it is Fry's, and we tend to do well with Fry's if we're not doing Sam's or Walmart, because they have a few products that only they make. So anyway, all right, let's go through. And we did pick up some eggs because we were all out. I opted for the dozen because they were 5 something. The 18 were 8 something. I'm going to do the dozen now, and then I will, before we leave, I will pick up another 2 dozen, but I'll do that at Sam's. It's a better price. Always lettuce. That's a big one for us. I love to make salads with the lettuce. For lunch mostly, but sometimes a dinner salad. We did some pretzel sticks. Kevin loves to do hummus with pretzel sticks. Also would love turkey, so we did get some boar's head turkey. It's our favorite. We don't do lunch meat all the time. A, it's expensive. B, it's not the best for you. But I do love to make sandwiches. We did get some lemons because we have been taking lemons and freezing them and making these little cubes and then sticking them in our water. So I did do some tomatoes. We love tomatoes in salads, on sandwiches. Blueberries. These were actually on sale, and what I love about these blueberries, the jumbo ones, I just love that they're jumbo. To me, blueberries are still a little bit expensive, so I will see what Sam's has, because usually you can get more for the value, but there's nothing like these plump jumbo ones. Some strawberries, we took it super easy because they weren't the best price, they weren't the worst price. They're still kind of coming into season. The last ones we got were a little sour, but in no time they should be super sweet. So we just did the one to tie us over. And we did some red apples. I have some green ones in the fridge that we love to do with peanut butter. And then here's Kevin's hummus that he absolutely loves. And he loves all different flavors. A lot of times he will get the flavored ones, but what we discovered is if we get the plain one at Quartzsite, do you remember our friend, the Blend Aboves? And so these, instead of doing it with the mayo and everything else, he just puts it right in his hummus. Okay, and then this is the salmon we get, and it was on sale, so I picked up 2 because we don't always have this when we get on the road. This already comes frozen, and so it's super easy when we go to make it. We just take it out the day before. It usually thaws. Kevin will grill it. This brand works for us, and it's convenient. It's convenient to store. I just stick it in my freezer. Anyway, that is our haul. Not too bad. I did have to leave out a few things because I refuse to pay the price when I know it's cheaper at Walmart. So I will, before we leave, go and get those. And yeah, that's it. So last time when I was in Sam's, I did not show you guys what else I picked up because I think we did chicken burgers and the turkey. The ground turkey. I want to show you guys what else are staples. And I did the chicken tenders, the bear chicken tenders. But this is what else we also get. So on top of all the other meats, I did pick up, we had them already, and I'll probably pick up more before we leave, but the cod loins. Kevin and I love fish, and it's super good for you. So I love to keep these. You get these fillets that are already sealed singly. You just make 2. So this goes a long way, which we love. And then turkey bacon is another huge one for us. I love turkey bacon. Kevin pretty much loves it as well. We will do that for breakfast, but also we will do it for meals. We love to do soup and like turkey bacon BLT type deals. So that's another one. I just buy them and then I freeze them. And as we go through and use them, because you get all of these, which I love. And then I picked up like 3 of these. These are also the turkey smoked sausage. Not the best, obviously, with the processed meat, so we don't eat these all the time, but I like to have them on hand if we are going on a hike or we're going, kayaking or doing an adventure. I can cut these up and put them in the cooler with cheese, crackers, fruit, that kind of thing. So I'd like to keep these on hand in the freezer as well so we can plan that way. Just some more ideas of things that you guys can do for meal prepping. We do try, and we're really trying to stay on a healthier side, but we don't do everything healthy. You've got to live. You've got to be able to treat yourself. Just do it in moderation. So we're trying not to snack as much on certain things, and then we try to eat healthy where we can. So I hope this helps you guys out, and that's about it for this one. All right, see you later. All right, so it's Monday night. What we've been doing on Monday nights, we've been going next door to a mobile home park, and we've been playing bingo. And so it has been so much fun. So that's what we are doing tonight. We're with our friends from our park, and we're just going to have a good time.
B941 1041.
Last week we were here and we were losers. Well, actually you won, Kevin. But anyway, I said, why don't we start on the last one? It's a coverall. So I said, why don't we just daub and pass our colors? And this, look how pretty it is. We didn't win, but they look pretty. Actually, though, story, Dawn, Delta Dawn over here. She actually had bingo and missed it. She missed it. So, that's how it goes.
It was fun though.
It was fun.
We have beautiful cards.
They're so pretty.